If you're a student, you know how challenging it can be to sit down and study for hours. You have tons of material due, hundreds of pages to consume, and it can be really difficult to drown out the surrounding world. The constant connection that we have to others, whether it's text messages, phone calls, social media, television, or video games, makes it very easy for our minds to procrastinate or get distracted. In this video, we're going to talk about how I'm able to study for 8 hours with taking no major breaks and minimizing distraction. These steps will help you to get in the zone and ace your exam. Hi, I'm Jessica, a second-year doctoral student studying nursing practice, and on this channel we talk about all things productivity, student hacks, and meaningful conversations related to healthcare. If this sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe below and join in on these wonderful topics. So how I'm able to study for 8 hours without breaks is to first make a to-do list. This way I've organized my work and what I need to do, and I have a clear plan. The last thing you want to do is spend time organizing all the information that you need to consume while you're in your 8-hour study block. You want to be able to just sit down, know what you're going to do, and be able to stay focused and stay on track. That is why I either create the plan of what I'm going to do during my study session the night before, or I may do it in the morning as I drink my coffee. But when I sit down at my desk, I make sure that I have a set plan of all of the materials that I need to consume, how I want to consume them, and the amount of work that I want to get done related to, do I want to read this chapter? Do I want to do these practice problems? It's very important to have a checklist with a set plan in order to stay on track and minimize your distractions. Number 2 is bribery. So I think that bribery has a bad connotation, but actually we can use it to stay productive. When we study, it is to help our future, but for us to feel achievement and feel happy, it's so far out. And that's why we can't always get our minds to be like, I'm gonna sit down and study because I want to achieve this thing that's gonna happen 4 years from now. Our animalistic brains likes immediate satisfaction. So let's use that to our advantage. So what I do is I bribe myself, hey, if you can sit down and you can do this whole study session today and get your whole plan done, then you can have XYZ. So pick something you really want, whether maybe it's a book, maybe it's some technology, you really want to go out and get wine with your friends, whatever it is, there's something that you've been craving to either do or have. So bribe yourself. If you get this task done that you want to get done studying, and you get your whole checklist done, that doesn't mean sitting at your desk and just scrolling through Facebook or text messages for a set amount of time. You actually have to get done the amount of work that you want to get done. Then you can have this cherished object or thing or experience that you've been wanting. So we use bribery to stimulate the animalistic part of our brain that wants immediate satisfaction. Number 3 is to stimulate your senses. I like to make my study sessions an experience. It's like a day at the spa, right? Something you look forward to. It's gonna be so relaxing. It's gonna be your little escape from the world. And I feel that we can do this with our study sessions. We can make them a little bit more pleasurable. So what I like to do is get cozy, wear comfortable clothes, have a cup of tea, maybe be sitting with a warm fuzzy blanket. I'm always cold, so I really like that, but it's gonna depend on you. Light a candle. I have a specific candle that I really like to light that smells like, it's called Paris Cafe, and it smells like a cafe. And now whenever I smell it, it makes me just wanna either sit down and read or consume materials. It really puts me in a productive mode because I've used it pretty much every single time I've studied for the past 2 years. So you can kind of stimulate those senses to get you in the mood of like being comfortable and wanting to consume materials and wanting to expand your education. You know, you can make it like a study spa experience. You also want to make sure that your study space is comfortable, so having a nice study desk that is comfortable. And if you guys are looking for an affordable study desk, you can check that video out up above. I will link to it. But you can make a wonderful large desk space that is extremely comfortable for an affordable price. And by doing this, you will really enjoy the experience of sitting down at your desk to do work. Number 4 is to put away your phone and get into the flow. So we talked about distraction, and let's be honest, iPhones hold probably 80% of those distractions. Additionally, you want to make sure you turn off iChat and FaceTime on your computer as well. Additionally, you can set your phone to do not disturb mode. And if someone calls and texts you, you can change the settings so that it sends them a text message that says, hey, I'm studying right now, but if this is an emergency, just call my phone twice and it will go through. In your settings, you can set the do not disturb to allow calls to come through if somebody calls 2 times within 5 minutes. So that way hey, my phone will ring if it's super, super important, but besides that, I'm not going to look at it, touch it, or anything like that. Number 5 is to manage anxiety. Sometimes if you're a highly anxious person, when you sit down to study, you start to feel overwhelmed and it just kind of impedes on your ability to really sit and focus. So I've found, and sometimes we all just have those days, right? You just have a day where you're kind of I'm feeling just extra nervous about this test or whatever. I've found that doing a workout an hour before studying can really help to get out some of that anxiety and frustration or whatever negative energy is going on. And that way, when you sit down to study, you feel good, you have those endorphins pumping through your veins, and it again becomes a kind of more zen study spa-like experience. Number 6 is to have easy snacks readily available. If you're sitting down for an 8-hour study session, you're going to need to eat at some point. And if you don't have snacks or food available, it's going to be another distraction. You're going to get up, go make food, bring a protein bar, bring a banana, bring even a sandwich, just something that you can have there, and you can take a 5-minute break and eat and then get back into the study zone. And number 7, the final tip, is to create blocks if you feel like sitting for 8 hours is just too much. Sometimes splitting your studying into 4-hour blocks can allow you to have a refreshing break and then get back into the study zone. I will say that when you do take a break, to get back into the study zone kind of takes a little bit more time, so I wouldn't do a break every hour, but if you wanted to do 2 4-hour blocks, sometimes I will do this as well. I will plan it out that I will study for 4 hours and then I will take a break to make a nice lunch or maybe work out for an hour, hour and a half, and then I'll come back and continue to study for the additional 4 hours. Again, you don't want to burn yourself out, so if you're the type of person that really wants a break in between studying, this could be a great way for you to do that. Additionally, this is sort of combining that bribery too, because you could pick something like, say you really want to work out, you could say, well, if I do my 4-hour study block, I'll go work out for an hour and then I'll sit back down and continue the rest of the things that I'm going to study. So you could do that as well. Sometimes it's just nice to step away from the desk and get a good refresh, especially if you're studying really in-depth material. It's one thing to be writing a paper or something like that where it's not taking a super ton of mental energy, but if you're trying to study things like pathophysiology, you may need a break after a few hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it helps you in your journey as a student and advancing your education and learning. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.